between the road and the tires. I can use all the physics I know to teach you the theory of cycling. But until the day now you take the bike, that's now when you start learning. Hii ingine yote ilikuwa nasikia wakiita stories za Java. Sasa we can talk about these things in finance, and I can continue with the theory, but I would like you to start immediately thinking about it practically and teach yourself. How can you do that? There are information available. These days, kitambo, in my generation, na wale tulipata kina Ben na Nancy, we used to talk about books, and that's why I can't forget to tell you about the books. But these days, I can get whatever information is in all these books in one click. Once I select one topic, and I prompt AI vizuri niambie this is what I want. So I don't want to read all these books. Actually, I can tell, can you summarize how many books are these? These are 7. Can you summarize the 7 books and give me in one sentence what they are saying, or in one paragraph, or in 2 pages, and it can do that. But now, because we want to mix the traditional and the modern, these are the books that I think they are rated as the best books that you can read to teach yourself financial literacy. My life changed when I bought this book, Rich Dad, Poor Dad by Robert Kiyosaki. I have mentioned about this in this series very many times. I didn't have a copy. I have a copy at home, which I don't give. Don't come for it. I don't. I will not give it to you. Because those I have given, they don't come back. And if I look at your eyes, ujue uko na kitabu changu, unirudishie. Yeah, wanajijua. So they don't come back, by the way. So I bought Poor Dad, Rich Dad, Poor Dad. I have read that. I also have Napoleon Hill, Think and Grow Rich. I have read that. I have also read The Richest Man in Babylon. I have read that. And last Sunday I told you I'm reading The Psychology of Money. There are 2 books that are almost similar. There is The Psychology of Money, na kuna ingine inaitwa The Psychology of Wealth. Almost related, but not written by the same author and not saying the same thing, so you can read that. The rest, nimewapatia because my searches online and even AI told me they are the best. But I have not read The Diary of a CEO. I have also not read I Will Teach You to Be Rich. But on Robert Kiyosaki, Why a Student Work for C Students, that one I think I have read some bits here and there. And it is true. Those people who get first classes like Kamwero mostly, they end up being employed by other people. And the people who employ them themselves didn't have a first class. So that's a good book you read. And you understand why sometimes the knowledge we have in, and I'm not telling you not to have a first class. I got that and I'm proud of it. But I'm telling you, there is more that is needed than that, just the first class. There is more that is, there is I have a friend who call it streetwise, being streetwise. And street smart, exactly. You have to be street smart. I had a friend who was calling it jina ingine, sijui ati paka jeuri, sijui panya jeuri ama panya whichever. You must. So there are things that you need to know more than we teach in class. So kindly read these books. These books, they also sold kwa Mutush, by the way. Mingi nimenunua ni za Mutush. I bought Rich Dad, Poor Dad as a new one, but the rest I think I bought them old. Pale karibu na hii nyumba ya green inaitwa nini Ben, you know Nairobi sisi pale karibu na Mfangano Street, Afya House hapo Mfangano Street imekuja kuchomokea Afya Center, exactly. Hapo Afya Center there is an old man who has a very huge heap of books there. So when I'm idle in Nairobi, I like go and idle there, you know, spend my idling there looking at what he has, and you can get nice books at cheap prices. So, and not only him, there are other people who are also selling in other parts of the city. Unfortunately, here in Chuka, I have not seen people selling Mutush books, but they are there. Personal finance. The many things you read in those books will teach you many things. But for us, it is good we know the five things written there. One, you must know how to earn, because you can't spend, you can't invest, you can't protect what you don't have. So, as a young man and somebody who is starting his career, you must know how and plan how you earn. And we'll talk about briefly how you can do this and the various options that are there. Let me not preempt what I'll talk about, I'll say things there. Then, you have to spend, because there are needs and wants that we talked about last time. And life must continue. But now, if in your spending, you must be very, very intentional. You must have a purpose. You must know why you are spending, and you must have a plan. Then you save, and you are told to save. And you are told to count saving, or to treat saving as a bill. That this is something that you need to do first before you even think. As you are planning how to spend, also plan how much you are saving. In fact, they say for those who are employed, if they are employed, wacha hiyo yenye ulipatia saving, wacha hata isifike kwa mfuko yako. Like those who have their salaries going through bank, treat your saving as part of any other bill that needs to be paid. Na hata isikufikie. You can have they are called standing orders. You can have a standing order, ikiingia inagonga. Because I told you, naturally, we don't have discipline. Naturally. If you're to live by nature, and I think I can imagine how it was supposed to be in the Garden of Eden. Ni kukula tu na kuni na kulala. I think that's how we are made, naturally. So you have to really instill that discipline. And most of us, including myself, we are not disciplined. The discipline levels may vary. Kuna wale most disciplined, lakini sisi wote hakuna mtu anaweza sema ako 100% disciplined when it comes to money. So you have to be very intentional. Then invest. And I'll tell you why you invest. You invest because we said there's something called inflation. The 100 bob you have now would not be the same 100 bob. In December next year, it will have lost its value. Our inflation rate, it's above 6 point something percent. So you are losing 6% of the value of your money or your investment. So if you don't put it somewhere it grows, then you are losing. Then you should also know how to protect and insure. Those are not the only topics that people can talk about when it comes to personal finance, and especially from a Christian perspective. There are other things that may come in, like borrowing, for example, how to treat the money that you borrow, but we may not talk about that today. And also giving. Yeah, we are surrounded by people who look, they are expecting that you do something. You will at least assist in one way or the other. The way, especially us in Africa, the way we are engineered and how our social life is that we are supposed to take care of one another, our family values and our family. So there is somebody in your family expecting you to chip in something. Can I give you an example? When I got my first help money as a first year in Egerton, I used part of it to buy a school pullover for my brother. It is supposed to be my, funding my schooling. But at least I have other siblings who are also, in need, isn't it? And you must also know how to plan how to do it. I have seen people, and I can give examples, and if I elaborate the example so much, watu wengi watajua ni nani ninasema kuhusu. Who almost gives everything. Anaacho hata bila socks. Gives everything. Anakwambia nimetoka town kutuma pesa. Unamuuliza umeenda kutuma pesa. Ulimetuma ngapi? Anakwambia 90,000. Ni za nini? Juu mtoto amefukuzwa. Na ni mtoto wa kindergarten. So sad. But you must know how to plan, even if you are giving. And I've given him good examples of how you can give and still be able to sustain yourself. Lakini hataki kusikia advice yangu. So you must have planned to do these things. So there is a bigger relationship between us and money, more than we can talk about in this session, because we are limited with time. Maybe this would be expanded another time. When it comes also to insuring, like now my sister there, Professor Christine, Professor here, Nancy, then, and Steve. Probably if you are in this class and it's only you who are in this room, I would also have talked about our life in retirement and preparing towards that. Yeah, it's a very different topic, but now because you are not the majority, let me face this side more. So if I was talking about protecting and ensuring, your topic would be very different from theirs. But let me focus on the young ones. Earning money. Let's start from there. You need to earn, because you can't spend, you can't save, you can't protect what you don't have. And the opening word that we started with is that you are taught to invest in 7 ventures. Yes, invest in 8, because you don't know which will succeed. This is a biblical wisdom, and today it is said the same message is placed or is put in very different words by the many investor the many people who are there to advise on investment. They call it diversification. Have you ever heard about the diversification? If you have a million Kenya shillings, don't put all that million Kenya shillings in one investment. They say don't put all the eggs in one basket. It's diversification. But there is more than diversification in this verse, because it is telling you that if you only rely on one source of income, then you are not safe. But tumejifunza kitu baya from those who are ahead of us, especially for us who get white collar jobs. You get employed by the government and then umefika, because every month you are assured kuna kakitu katakuja, and then we go, we become lazy. Let me say lazy, because now you relax, because every month unahongwa. Actually they call it a bribe, to make you to keep Kamwero coming back every morning to Chuka University. We give him a bribe, but whatever he is doing for the university is bigger than he is paid. But he doesn't care, because or he doesn't think beyond that, because he is content. He is, with that retro. As you plan, for those of you who are not employed, as you plan for your life in employment, kindly the hustle yenye uko nayo sahi, because most of you ninajua nikiwauliza mtasema I'm hustling. That hustle, kindly grow it, and you'll be surprised. And I will show you, it is even better when your side hustles even give you better income and more income than your employment. You will be a better and satisfied employee than those people who are only relying on the salary. So I will not read you the many quotes I have here from the people who are talking about diversification, but it's there, and it shows you how you distribute the risk, because there are risks in every investment. Can I tell you, even your earning ability as an employee, there is a risk attached to it. One day, your institution that you're working with may crumble down. It used to be that government institutions that are not having many financial difficulties. But this year we have seen now let me talk about the universities, because this is where I have more experience. We have seen universities that have not been able to pay salaries for months. And I have an example of a friend who told me they were both employed by a particular university. Let me not name it. But mshahara ikakatwa, and her and the husband works for that university. You can imagine, she was telling me how that home looked like for 6 months without a salary. Both of them, the husband and the wife, with no other source of income. So diversify. So I looked at, there are many examples, many things, side hustles you can do as a young man growing up. And I'm only showing you a few examples of which you can do in your private time, so that you don't walk around Ndagani saying hakuna kazi, hakuna kitu ya kufanya, and yet there are so many things that you can do. I thought of few examples, and these examples are not exhaustive. One is freelance and online working. Corona came and taught us a lesson that you can work from home. And most Kenyans, I know most Kenyans working for foreign companies, and they are working here in Kenya. One time we went to Haligam with a friend, and we were introduced to, he told us he is taking us to a particular office. We were to go and meet some investors. These are guys from Egypt and Turkey who have come together, and they have a group of hospitals that are called Bloom's Clinic. Probably you have seen a Bloom's Clinic in the major cities. So we were to meet that group. So when we went, the office that we were to meet them, tulienda tukapata it's a hall and people are sitting freestyle. Watu wamevaa vinyasa, zingine seats zile zinakaa miguu iko hivi juu, but everybody busy with his laptop or her laptop. The only thing they have are headphones and busy working. We were told this is the office. And these guys are working for foreign countries. So the only thing they need is a very comfortable space and a kitchen. Once in a while they rush to the kitchen. Why? Because the work they are doing is online. So they can choose to work from home or come to work there. What is that showing us? That our earning ability and our earning sources and our earning opportunities is now even more online than what you can do offline. Or there are now more opportunities rising up. And it is better you know this. I talk to most of my students. Some are doing online content writing and some are doing also funny things online. What I am advising is that be careful so that you don't commit fraud. If whatever you are doing is committing fraud online, desist from that. But there are genuine sources of income online. There are opportunities, there are employers looking for employees who can work part-time but online. Kindly do that. The other thing is tutoring and teaching. I'm looking for at this group. There is knowledge that you have. I was with somebody yesterday who told me that he teaches music. My master's student. And he also teaches sound, how to take care of this equipment and everything as a part-time job. There are many things these days you can teach. I also have somebody, my two boys are being coached soccer because they love football so much. And they have done this over the last few years, 2 or 3 years. And I pay somebody for that. So when I say teaching and tutoring and coaching, it's not only masomo hii ya CBC. There are many things wazazi wanataka watoto wao waelewe, but they don't have somebody to teach them. And parents are willing to pay. They are willing to pay as long as you can show that you can deliver. This one I did immediately after my form for KCSE. After I have passed, I was approached by many parents to be tutoring or to be coaching their kids in the evenings. Na unapata kakitu 1 hour. Then another story of how I did this. I also did this for an Indian boy in Nakuru, and I went for only 2 sessions, and the figure that I was to be paid was not mentioned. So nilikuwa nafika hapo nikitoka, mzee amesimama kwa mlango. By the way, the boy was a student in London, but alikuwa travel back home. So because he was losing on what others are being taught, so mzazi akamtafutia mtu wa kumfunza akiwa huku, and it was physics. So I was a master student then. So nikienda kutoka, mzee with the Indian accent ananiuza nataka kulipwa pesa ngapi, because the man is there and I can see where inatoka, you know, imewekelewa hapo very new notes inachukuliwa hivyo, anauliza hii iko tosha, nasema naongezewa tu So there are opportunities, that is the point. You can also start a business. I've met students who are doing business. Actually, most of the students selling chapos here, selling credit, hata manguo. Juzi niliuziwa mayai pale na a student. Nilikuwa na visitors wengi kwa nyumba, so mayai yenye nina produce kwangu haingekuwa enough for the visitors, so we had to source for more. Tukasimama hapo na mama GMO kwenda kununua, napatana ni mwanafunzi wangu hapa opposite. Kuna tray mingi. So students are doing businesses. I looked at the many businesses that you can start with small capital. There is a student who used to be our member here in the church who makes this. Na ni wengi wana make easy. Now he sells them in town. Naona Utinga akisema yes anamjua. Na alihama hapa, sasa ako kwa soko huko Chuka town. And I'm not sure if he is going home, and I think he graduated. But the business he is making with this is enough to sustain him. So I look at the many things you can do that require small capital, and even you only need to be innovative. What I'm showing here at the center is a cover hii ya simu. Unaona pande ya nyuma imewekwa beads. Sijui hii cover nilinunua pesa ngapi. Haikuwagi pesa mingi, but ile juu ya kuongezwa beads hapo nyuma online, I saw it costing 2,000. And people are buying. Because it can't be online with the 2,000 na mtu asinunue. So you do it. If you can make those, you sell through Jumia, you become a trusted seller, then you can continue selling those online. Look at this other artwork. Sijui huu mnyama anaitwa nani Ben? This is a flamingo. That flamingo is made up of wires and beads. It's costing online in one of the online platform. Hii ni kitu sana hii. This one you can do it in the evening as you watch your favorite Otinga. When you are watching your Man U versus sijui in your room, you can do this because the only thing you need is beads, wires, and a pair of pliers. Then ukuje uziwekelee hapa. Zianze kununuliwa. So there are many things you can do. I also have seen students who are doing juices as snacks. Pale bere niliona mwanafunzi anaunda sugarcane juice and others. So these are examples of things that you can do. The other thing you can do is digital monetization. You have YouTube, you have TikTok, lakini yako ni kufuata wengine. Kwa nini tusikufuate kwa yako and then you make money out of it? Juzi, there is this guy called Watetu. I think Watetu. He is a driver, he's a Kenyan driver, a Mukikuyu, who is employed as a driver in Romania, that is in Europe, as a driver, truck driver. And every day he is posting more than 30 videos of the adventures. Naona mtu akishake because amemwatch. Sasa mimi hata nimekuwa addicted. Every day nataka kujua jamaa ako wapi leo because it's like I'm following him. Najua alikuwa wapi jana na anaenda wapi. Like now he has a new truck and we are all excited kama ni sisi tunaendesha a new truck. You only need to package whatever. You need to package whatever you are doing online and then you earn from it. Digital monetization and be good in it. The other thing is part-time jobs. In the developed world, like in Germany where I was doing my studies, you cannot be able to employ a house girl because if the house girl will be earning the same amount you are earning wewe, so who is employing the others? Afadhali ukae nyumbani ukuwe the housekeeper. But now what people do, you can employ part-time. Mtu anakuja ana work for 1 hour. You can employ a cleaner, akuja clean na mumeagree ni nini na kiriniwa. Hapo ndipo tunaelekea. When I go home, my mom akona dairy cows. Na sometimes akona mtu wa kazi. Sometimes huyo mtu wa kazi anaweza kuwa overwhelmed ama sometimes wanaenda, anaachaga tu kazi kimadharau au hawanaga nini. Anaenda tu. So you find that kuna kazi hataweza. So unapata kuna mtu ameemploy between saa 6 na saa 7. So kazi yake amekuja kukamua. Kuja tu akamue na atarudi usiku akamue. Na analipwa that 1 hour. Na si eti atashinda huko 1 hour alafu anaenda. So kuna manual jobs are part time, kuna online jobs are part time. You only need to know where they are and look for them. Don't be lazy. Kindly look for those opportunities. They are there. They are there. Ask people what you can do for them if you are good in it. And you will be surprised the many things people are willing to spend money on. There are many. So what are practical steps here to start earning for you? Kindly identify any marketable skill that you have. Identify that and go for it. I have watched people doing videos online za cooking. Kwanza kuja jamaa mwingine anaongeaga na accent ya ile Kikuyu na anaongeza vitu zingine funny hapo. Cooking simple things that you know how to cook, but now you present it in a different way na earn money from it. So see what is the market, which skills do you have that are marketable that you can sell to us? Monetize those interests. Maybe crocheting for ladies. Maybe you are crocheting and you know how to do it best. Sell that. Sell those skills to us. Show us those skills and sell the product to us. We will buy. And then you start immediately. Start immediately. So what do we want? We want you to diversify. We want you to have a target that maybe from January, other than what you are earning today, you are receiving money from your parent or you have a side hustle. Can you start small? Don't think of those huge steps, because that big journey, that long journey will start with one step. Can you start by raising your income by 200, by 300, by 7? By the end of the year, if you can do about 10,000, that is in 12 months, extra than you are making today, then you know you're in the right direction. I'll not tell you to make a very huge jump. Just start small and then gradually increase your earning ability. And do it in a sustainable manner, that these are things that you can keep. I've seen people with side hustles, and then when the side hustle becomes too small for him because he may be earning a better salary somewhere, anaachana na hiyo. But there are many things you can do. You can employ somebody. You get a portion out of what he is earning. If you are earning 5K and you have got another job ya 10K we mwenyewe, hiyo ya 5K usiache. Give it to somebody. Wacha yeye apate 45, you get 500 out of it. It is increasing your passive income. So start small, but target higher. Increase your earning ability. Diversify. This will free you from many things. I have given this, and I wish kuna hawa watu wameajiriwa wamekuwa. You know, I thought that the service will be different, that the people will be here. And I looked at different earning incomes, sources of income that you can have as a young professional. On top there is a salary, there is consultancy fee. Consultancy fee, we all gifted and we all know something that we can be consulted and pay a fee out of it. We also earn on part-time. There are people who are doing research, like myself, and you get something out of it because you are working for the project. And then there are allowances that we are paid. Then, sikia VC amenituma mahali, labda nitapata kakitu. So it's still earning. But the problem with us, we don't take it as earning. Professor, unajua tukipata hiyo vyenye tunafanyanga, because sikamekuja, hako hata hutapangia vyenye utatumia, hako ni pap, hako atakakaangi, umepewa leo kesho hakako. But if you look at it as a source of income and you are responsible for every coin, you know how to plan it better. Then there is a side business. You can start a side business if you have some farm. Ben najua ako na kuku kadhaa, na akiweka kuku 10 na ni 5 zinataka every day, hiyo ni mayai 5 every day, hiyo ni mayai 35 in a week. Hawawezi maliza hiyo na Christine. Wanakula 5, wanauza 30. Increasing earning ability. Government bonds. You can earn from government bond, infrastructure board, corporate bonds. Then MMFs, and I've given 2 different MMFs there. I've given Britam, Omic, and Mansa X as a special fund. I'm not paid to advertise for these companies. I'm only giving them as examples. But I can mention many other. There are many MMFs. If you look at your Daily Nation, between Thursday and Saturday, there are more than 30 MMFs giving different income rates there, and they are listed there. Because MMFs, they declare their rates after every day of trading. In the evening, wana declare, wanasema leo tume make an equivalent of 10% annualized. So there are so many. So I was looking at this, and this is a guy earning 180 as a salary, but earning around 78,000 from outside. And this is very possible. Where did I get these figures from? These figures are not real, by the way. I created this, I generated this using ChatGPT. So don't only use your ChatGPT to do funny things. It can also give you nice examples. And I'll show you in the next slide how such a person who is earning 180 from his salary, and he has an average monthly passive income of 79,600 from those sources that I've shown you, it is possible. So meaning that he has 69% earning ability from the salary, then 31% is from those side hustles. We call them side hustles. So I asked ChatGPT, assuming that this person does not add on his investments, zenye already ziko, that azialau tu zikue, they just grow on themselves. How many years will it take for that person, for the passive income, and I will explain to you what is passive income, to overtake his salary? It calculated and it did some projection. It told me 5.84 years. So even if you call it 6 years, it means in 6 years' time, assuming that the growth rate of the investment he has made is growing at 15%, which is possible in our Kenyan market, at 6 years, this guy would be earning more than 180 from passive income. So what is passive income? From the passive income from the table I showed you, these are things that does not require this guy to wake up. So he sleeps, he chooses to sleep the entire day, 79,600 zinaingia kwa account na hakuamuka. Passive ni ile inakuhitaji wewe mwenyewe. Lazima uamuke very early in the morning, uende ukafanye kazi. Like I meet most of us in the morning, I also wake up very early. So if you increase your earning ability from the passive income, NP there inamaanisha non-passive. Salary, consultancy, teaching allowance, that requires you to sweat. Lakini hizi zingine unawekelea pesa yako hapo, unaenda kulala. It generates money. So, and you can do that and generate 79,600 passively. And it requires around 6 years atoke kwa hiyo mbio ya kuamukaga every morning. So that when he start earning from passive income more than the salary, he can choose if he want to keep the salary or not, or to keep growing it. Then I thought of such a person, because he needs to spend. What would be the best advice to give to such a person to spend? You have the advantage of listening to this if you have not earning such an amount of money. But if you are earning such an amount of money, there is advice. For you, you can try to scale this down by a particular fraction or percentage. You say, I'm not earning 180, I'm earning 18. So divide whatever I'm showing there with the 10. And everything remains the same. Just divide by 10. So in spending, we'll say that in spending you need to spend. That is because you have your needs. Where there are needs, nimeweka needs. Those others nimeziweka as wants. And then you also need to insure. And also need to invest. Save and invest. So if this guy chooses to earn whatever he is getting from the salary, 100%. Yani tumepangia the 180. Ile 79,600 hiyo tumeacha kando. So tumepangia 180. So he pays share of almost 5,000. Another private insurance, health insurance of 5,000. Another insurance that is life stroke income insurance of another 5,000. That's around 15,000 insurance. Probably akona watoto, one of the insurance can take care of masomo ya watoto. Then there are the needs there. There is we have assumed that this guy doesn't have a home, he is renting. So na ako Nairobi and he want to live in a decent estate at 55,000. If it was in Chuka, 15,000 would be enough. The rest is invested or be used to own a home. Then there are those other needs that are listed there, and they are the wants. The wants are like dining out, entertainment and hobbies, etc. And even your shopping that is extravagant. And then he needs to save and invest. And he is saving 20% of the salary, 19,000. Put it in a circle in a retirement, and also build an emergency fund of 10,000. And this is in 1 month. I'm not saying you exactly do I have stated there. As I've told you, in the idea ya ChatGPT prompted by myself. You can prompt it the way you want, depending on your needs. Look at this guy. He is earning, but remember, because he has passive income of 79,600, so he can use that to grow his wealth. The 79,600 will continue growing. And so he is reinvesting the entire 79,600. And his spending is obeying that 50-30-20 rule. Go and read about the 50-30-20 rule. So the 50-30-20 rule means that do not let all your needs consume more than 50%, so that you have at least 20% to invest and do those other things. So saving money will be a bit faster now. Saving money is the only pathway to have financial security. Don't eat everything. We said this and we read several Bible verses last Sunday. that even the Bible tells you not to. Don't eat everything. So, and consistent saving habits create opportunities and peace of mind. You'll have this peace of mind if you know how to save. So, what are practical saving options that we have as Kenyans? And even as young professionals or young students or people who have started earning. After you have earned kwa ile options zenye tulisema, now do the following. You can join a SACCO. You can do bank savings. There was a Simba account. Ilikuwa ya KCB that was giving a particular percentage. I think it was 6%. I also started somewhere. I also put some money in Simba account. I could also see Maggie putting 10, 20,000 there sometime. Inakupea hiyo 5%. So maybe saving options will not give you as big percentage return as investing, and you will see this. But you must save. Somebody asked me, how do I start? It's true, you start by saving small by small by small. When you have saved and it is enough, then you can pull it and invest. There are money market funds and there are chamas. There are many other options. I have not exhausted them. And I can give you a personal journey that I told one of the elders hapo kwa vestry in the morning. How did I start? There is a time our SACCO at the university was taking deposits from us. Inakwambia kama uko na 10k, 20k tulete, tutakupea 10.5. They used to give us 10.5%. So mi nawapelekea. And because sina pesa mingi, actually if I come with my file yenye nilikuwa natumia ya ku deposit, inatoshana hivi because after every ka deposit 10 unapewa form ya kujaza. So ni mingi. Na juu sina pesa mingi una save hiyo kidogo kidogo uko nayo. So I grew 5, 10, 15 hivyo. Paka ikafika around 350. At 350,000 you can take it somewhere bigger. You can pull it, put it somewhere. So I pulled the 350, placed it somewhere. It grew. Approach $1 million, I took it and placed it somewhere. It's also earning higher. So what I'm trying to show you is that you can't start big. You start small by 10, 15, and when it starts becoming addictive, kuna wakati saving inaanza kukua addictive. Because you are monitoring whatever you are saving because it is growing. It's like the way farmers observe a maize flower growing, you know, start by removing the two leaves emerge, then they continue emerging, the stem is growing, it has tasseled, kama sahi nasema zangu zimetassel, it has tasseled, then inetoa mtoto, sijui nini flowering. It's the same thing with money. When you start observing it growing, it becomes addictive and then you want to grow it more. And then you also have, if you're in a group, when you are comparing, where you are comparing notes, umesave gapi, without mentioning, because kuna wengine utamwambia ni ngapi umesave, anaanza kusipangia. Be careful. So there are saving options. Saving options ziko. Chamas, if you are in a trusted group of friends, you can save also in chamas. So there are SACCOs that you can join. They are there, which will take deposit even for unemployed individuals, even here in Chuka. Ni mingi sana. You only need to know which, and you also have to plan, because knowing where to put your money depends on what you want to do with it. Like, for example, if you want to at least one day borrow, then it is a safer option to be in a SACCO than in a bank. But if your intention is never to borrow, you don't think of ever borrowing, then the SACCO is the wrong place. You can put that money in an MMF with almost the similar rate of return. SACCOs are giving around 12%. You can get the same, almost the same with an MMF. Money market funds. Kitambo, these things were not very attractive. These days they are attractive because they are giving better alternatives for all of us. And now they are becoming popular. I have a list of all the MMFs somewhere which I can forward to you. But it is also very easy to get this list. If you go to Google and say, just give me a list of all the MMFs in Kenya, you'll get that list. Or you tell ChatGPT or any other tool, give me the average rate of returns of MMFs in Kenya. They will tell you. And they show you the different averages over the years. And the reason why now they are attractive, because it is easier kwa mkulima mdogo kujoin. Britam MMF requires you 1,000. Only 1K to join. One. Sanlam 2,500. Or me, I can't remember, but I think it's in the same range. I think around 1,000. But when I joined, I started with the 10K. Ya odu mucho. 10. And then you let it be addictive. And somebody told me, especially when you get employed, every year, kuna kitu huwa tunapata inaitagwa annual increment. So, like if you're earning 20K, maybe your annual increment will be around 1,500. Sasa hako ka 1,500, venye huwa tunafanya kama wa Kenya, we raise our lifestyle. Kama hiyo kana kujaga July, you raise your lifestyle, inafika 21,500. So instead of continuing with the same lifestyle, you take the 1,500, you put it in a saving account. So somebody taught me, akaniambia, Kamwero, aren't you comfortable the way you are? So if that yearly income, annual income comes, instead of you eating everything, why can't you direct it at the end to bank? Waandike studying onda, iendage kwa one of the MMFs. Nikaona hapa kuna ka wisdom. By the way, if you do that, you will never even realize that ilikuja na ikaenda, because your lifestyle continues to remain the same. But your earning ability, you raise it, isn't it? Lakini wacha igonge kwa account, uende kwa ATM, withdraw, na umezoea ku withdraw, unaona ai na nimebakisha 5,000. Okay, unaenda tu, hata ukubuki ni ile annual increment. So lakini hiyo 5,000 utaenda ukipangia vyenye utairudia. Hiyo lazima nikuje nichukue na itapata mahali pa kwenda, believe you me or not, itapata. So money market funds, the additional saving method, especially now for people who are earning low. M-Pesa iko na several saving options, si ndio? Ziko siku hizi, even with your M-Pesa, you can invest even in money market funds that are related to Safaricom, Zimele, sijui zingine kuna Mkiba, sijui nini. Hizo vitu zote, you can do them with your phone. So that is a saving method. But my advice would be, put it in a saving vehicle that you can not easily go for it, because utaiendea tu. Kwanza ukijua iko karibu, hiyo utachukua. Then there are banks with the special accounts for students that they can earn something, and then the chamas have already mentioned about that. So you must develop saving habits. If you do this, you are starting your journey towards making it or having financial freedom. So save fast, but don't be quick to spend. Start small, but stay consistent. Then track every shilling. Know where your coins go. Know where your money goes. And the golden rule, as I told you, is that you treat saving as a must. It's a bill. It's a need. You must do it. You must do it. I was happy because when I shared this, and you never know when you are sharing with the people, na kuna wengine hupata. There was somebody, by the way, who was simuoni siku hizi kwa kanisa, we will trace where he is. He used to work in a car wash there in town. And one time tukakuwa na yeye na hii conversation. Nikamwambia, how much have you saved? Akaniambia sina kitu. Nikamwambia hapana, you must save, you must start saving. Akaniuliza wapi? Akaenda akafungua a sacco account where he can save kutoka kwa M-Pesa, deposit kutoka kwa M-Pesa. So he came the first time and was very excited. This week I saved 500. Now you have started the journey. By the time he was leaving the church, he had more than 10K. If you do, kidogo, these things are doable. So then you build your emergency fund. They say if you are earning 10K, you should have an emergency fund, something that can take care of your needs for 3 months. If you stop earning today, that you can continue surviving for the next 3 months. So if your needs may include your rent, your food, your everything. If you spend around 15,000, you should have an emergency fund somewhere that is around 45,000. And that emergency fund, you can grow it so pole. And the best thing to do, instead of keeping it somewhere in a bank, keep it in an MMF. You can open as many MMFs as you want. Call one emergency fund MMF. So you save until 45. You uachane nayo. Useme you are 45, it's my emergency fund. If one day I lose my earning ability, this is where I come from. This is where I will get money from. Somebody also told us, munaona watu wakienda holidays, wakienda sijui, yeye alisema amechukua pesa a particular amount akaweka kwa particular bond yenye hizi bond in a bond market which earned around 73,000 in semi-annually. That's around 146,000, and that's 146,000 annual from that bond. Is that what the family uses for holiday? So that 1 million will remain there forever. They are not eating the million. What they are eating is what is coming from the million. So huyo mtu ako assured hiyo bond ni ya 20 years. For the next 20 years atakuwa kienda holiday. So you can think about such things, and they are doable. So where to keep your emergency funds? I have already said, in a money market fund or in a mobile saving account. Are these the only options? No, there are more. So you only need to know your particular needs, because zako na zangu hatufanani. Kila mtu akona needs zake, very unique. Then invest to build wealth. Invest to build wealth. We said that if you do not invest, if you do not grow your wealth, inflation is catching up with you, and whatever you have today can only degrade over time. So invest. And there are many investment options. This session that tumekuwa nayo started with Kimathi, who came here and talked about so many opportunities that are there to invest. Maybe we can revisit some of them now. But we have said we are investing to beat inflation. Then to grow, because you want it to grow over time. Number 3, you want to build your financial freedom. I mentioned something about growth. Kuna kitu inaitagwa compound interest. Si unaijua? Compound interest, it says, if for example you start with the 10,000 this year, at 10%, at the end of the year, you have 11,000. To add another 10 for that year. So you are starting with the 21,000 or 20,100. Kitu kama hicho. Or 21,000. Then the interest kama hivyo. If you go and look at how the compounding effect, it's only that I forgot to show you that curve. It shoots like this. When earning simple interest is a simple line that climbs like this, the compound interest goes that way. There is somewhere it becomes exponential. It grows very quickly. And especially for us, we are young and we have time. You can project downwards. If you need to grow your money up to 5 million, and your earning ability is only, or your saving and investing ability is only 5,000 per month, you can do a projection and you see how many years it will take you to grow your 5,000 to 5 million. And you'll be surprised that it is a number of years that even if you are to do nothing, itakupata hapa tu ukiwa the way you are. Nothing will have changed. But you'll be 5 million poorer than you could have been. So let's think about growing our wealth. Which are the investment options? Again, you will see I am repeating some of the things I had said are for saving, and I'm repeating them for investment. I've repeated SACCOs, I've repeated MMFs, but now I'm introducing something that was not there before. Treasury bills and bonds, and then unit trusts. Why am I repeating these things? Because investing and saving, somewhere there is a gray line that's separating the two. Because I want you to save where your money can grow. So if it's growing, then it becomes also an investment. But there are things that you are to consider when you choose where to save or invest. The risks, the amount of time the money is locked there, plus many other things. When it comes to locking, we call it liquidity. How liquid is that investment? For example, if you are saving for an emergency fund, you cannot buy land using that money, can you? But yet land can become an investment depending on what you are doing with that land. So there is liquidity and there is illiquid assets. What I'm showing you here, SACCO shares, if you are not leaving the SACCO, you may not get your shares back. But when you are there, you can use your deposits and your shares there to borrow. And when it's there, you can also expect an annual interest being paid back. Money market funds is kama ile mchezo ya skipping in, skip out. Because you can buy money market funds units today and you sell them next week. Because their rates are calculated daily. So they don't require you to hold that or to hedge the money. You can get it back the way you want. When I was, the first Sunday I was here, I told you I needed 200,000. I got it from an NMF that I had, and I only needed that money for 1 week. When I got it back, I returned. So you can jump in and out the way you want. And from the moment it hits in the account, it starts generating income. It's calculated daily. And there are those with the visual platform or visual dashboard, you can be able to see the rates they are making. And when you go to money market funds, like Sanlam, for example, and I said I'm not paid to advertise for them. Sanlam has 3 types of money market funds. Kuna ile moderate. Moderate inakuwaga smoothened for people who don't want to lose their money. You know, mimi nina feel I would like a low risk investment. And like for all of us, when we are starting, this is where I would like us to start. You start with that yenye iko na moderate. So inakwambia rate yetu kama ni 10, you are likely to get 10, ikienda sana inashuka 9, inapanda 11, lakini iko hapo. But yet, they also have another MMF that deals with the stocks. Hiyo ya stocks, one day you may find it making 17%, especially when you are observing that live dashboard. So one day it can make 17, then you come back another month, you find it at 0. So because it depends on how the market is moving. So this one is good for who? For somebody who is saving for a long term. You don't need your money before 5 years. At the end of the day, they may make more money. Lakini unaweza kuwa na acid kwa tumbo if you have invested kidogo na unaiangaliaga every day. So it depends on what you want and then kuna hizo balance. Kuna zile za bonds. So then treasury bills and bonds. What are treasury bills and bonds? The government of Kenya borrows money from the population when it is having an infrastructure project or it's requiring money to fund its budget. So what do? They sell a bond, and they, depending on the market fluctuations and many other factors, they give you a coupon rate, probably 14%. Kama saa hizi iko around 13-14%. 12, 13, 14. So this is money that you are paid, and you are paid semi-annually. So you invest 1 million at 12%, that is 120,000. So if it is dated January, in January, you'll be getting 60,000, half of the 120. And then in July, the next half. So they are paid semi-annually. So it is a good source of income for those who can pay. I have somebody who have bonds that are timed, that every month he is receiving a monthly from the coupons. So ukinunua ya January, you are covered January and July. Ukinunua ya February, you are covered February and August. Like that, the entire year. So you need 6 of them. It's something that's doable. Kitambo, it was very difficult for somebody to be buying, directly to be buying treasury bills and bonds. These days, it's very simple. Actually, To open an account, you require to visit Central Bank yourself. These days, you can apply for that account online, like I did mine, like Peter. There is the platform, if you are writing something, it's called DHOW CSD. Though DSD or do DSD, CSD. If you go to that platform, your treasury, you can be able to open an account for you so that you are able to trade or to buy. First of all, to buy bonds and treasury bills. Treasury bills, the difference between bonds and bills is that bonds zinaenda several years. Bills zinakuwaga za 91, 182 and 364. So quarterly, semi-annually and annual. So the treasury bill yenye inaenda time kubwa sana ni 364. And the different income ability of these bills and those that are available, you can be receiving alerts from your phone. Unajua saa hii the government is looking or is selling this bond or this bill is floated and its earning ability hivyo. So that if you have small money, you can invest there. Investment starts at 50,000 going up. But if you don't have 50,000, what do? Kuna ile ya Safaricom, I think it's called Mkiba or something, where you can buy a smaller portion than the 50,000, even for a student like you or somebody who is earning less. Then there are also unit trusts. Then there are special funds, kama Mansa X, hiyo ya SIB. Mansa X, it's a special fund. There is also another special fund called Oak Fund. They are not the only. Mansa X is almost taking more than 90% of the market. Oak Fund imeanza juzi, imeamuka sana, but now I found that there are more than 20 others that are also waking up. So it's a fund that is coming in Kenya and coming up very quickly. What's a special fund and what is the difference between special fund and MMF? A special fund behaves almost like a hedge fund. Hedge funds are very common in US. And a hedge fund, what it does, you put your money there and it is hedged, or it is, there is a lock period, you can't get that money back. Let's say 6 months, 1 year, etc. And then they do very active and risky trading with your money. They are very aggressive. Hedge funds and special funds are very aggressive in investment. They do this, they are aided with the softwares and the other knowledge people have, and they invest your money day and night. So like Mansa X will give you above 17% return, which is so good. You can start a special fund. Special fund, Mansa X in Kenya requires you to have a 250,000 and it is hedged for the first 6 months. After that, you can get your money. Oak Fund, they hedge 500,000 and you can get it after 6 months, but giving you very attractive rates. So you can also look at SACCO shares as investment. As we said, it is both a saving and an investment. You earn dividends, and the goal here is that with the SACCO, you can start small. So this works well for all of us. Either you're earning more or less, you can start small and continue to grow this. Our SACCO here at the university gave us 12% and 16 on shares. Hizi zingine ziko hapa na transnational, almost the same rate. So, and at 12%, you are good. You are good. I don't know to promise you heaven, because growing wealth is also gradual. If you kisikia mtu anaweza kuambia tunaanza double in a month, run away. Kimbia haraka sana. Kimbia mbio. Because that is astronomical, it is not known, and tungekuwa tunajua jia kama hiyo tungeingia sisi wote. And people lose money even in the church. This week, and I had chosen to tell you this today. This week, scandal ya kanisa kulose pesa na hizi investment option ilikuwa kwa SDA. So SDA wamekumbukwa hii wiki. Karibu makanisa zote zimekumbukwa at one time. SDA, go and Google that story. It was very active this week. The way a pastor there led some people to do an investment and they all put their money there na imevanish hivyo. So be very careful. When the deal is too good, think twice. Na usipende hizo za kugrow haraka. We enda pole pole hivyo nakwambia, and you will find pleasure in it, especially when you watch it grow. And even if you are to risk, don't risk 100% of what you have. Yeah? Don't. So the money market funds, again, just to give a profile of how they look like, they are low risks. They compute daily interest like I've told you. There is ease of access of your money. And I've given you few there. There is CIC, there is Sanlam, there is NCBA, there is Jubilee, there is Omig, there is Imele, there is Saiton, there is, just have a brief knowledge about them. And don't only be captivated by the rate they are giving. Ukiangalia hapo kwa hiyo gazeti niliwaambia Daily Nation ama the Standard newspaper, that uone hii iko na 16%, this is where I want to go. Also do a deeper investigate further about the company and the people with that. I know they are regulated by the Capital Market Authority, so it's not very easy for you to lose money. But what can happen is, you need your money. If you are put there and it's an emergency fund, you put your money there, you tell them you want your money back, then inakaa wiki mbili kama hujaipata. You don't want that. If it is an emergency fund, you want something that you ask for late, you get it. Zile mimi niko, I ask for late, I get it immediately. Kwa Omig, they even have an USSD code, *480#. If you do *480#, you can get your money up to 250 instantly. *480#, I want my money back from Omig, immediately. A message, poof, kwa M-Pesa, 250. So it is those things that you want to know more about the MMF. Treasury bills, I've said it is very easy. You can, yeah, this is the name I was mentioning, the DOD CST platform. And you can also have an app that invests as little as 3,000. You buy bonds and you start earning from it. And I told you, when you start doing this, it becomes addictive. You start monitoring, and then you want to know tomorrow how much more you can invest and where you can do that. Unit trusts. Unit trusts. So, easy inaitwa unit trust because you are buying a unit of the investment. And they are appearing across MMFs, special fund, hedge fund, etc. Because you are not able to raise 10 million, for example, to invest. What they do, they collect money from all of us. They do $1 billion investment somewhere that is giving them some income, but you buy a portion, a unit of that investment yourself. That is what they are selling to you. And your unit is maybe worth 5,000. So if they make 10%, that 10% is distributed proportionally. Yeah? So you get part of what you have invested. So it's a way of starting small and you grow big. Kindly, these are things you can do, and I'm inviting you to do this. So your simple investment roadmap should look like this. Start by having a simple saving habit. You're starting with as low as 200, 500, 10,000, 20,000, depending on how much you earn. Start where you are. Don't start mahali mwenzako wako. Yeah, anaweza save 50,000, wewe anza na zako 500. Then open an MMF somewhere you can be growing that. As you choose and think of where you can invest that money, even if it is an emergency fund, put it somewhere in an MMF. If you need help on how to open this, you can ask us. We can help you. Number 3, you can also join a circle, and especially those who are in business and one day you are thinking that you need to borrow, probably to grow your business or etc. And we can talk about borrowing another day, because also borrow very wisely. And do not borrow never borrow money to fund a liability. Never borrow money to fund your daily consumption. Wacha niwape example of something that's real and happened. Somebody approached a sacco somewhere, borrowed 40,000, akaingia Isiri akanunua suti 5. Yes. So don't think that these things don't happen, Ben. They do happen. Na anakuja kuambia watu, hata mkiona nimevaa suti hizi, niingia Isiri, nilichukua tu ka 40k hapa, karash Isiri. Never ever do that. Never ever borrow to fund your consumption, your lifestyle, and liabilities. And we said what are our liabilities, isn't it? Don't borrow to buy a good phone. Don't buy a very expensive phone on credit. Never. Nunua hiyo yenye unatoshea. Kama pesa zako niliwaambia kambambe hapa kwa Ankomato 800. Anzia na yako ka 800 because you can afford that. So that as you save, you can buy your liability that you need. Liabilities are never bought on credit. Never do that. It's a mistake. It's a mistake. So this story can continue and continue. And I don't want to continue because our time is up. But I believe we have utilized our time well. So, and I know you have got the information. But as I told you, let this be like a seed to start up something in you to go and search deeper. On YouTube, I would have given you several YouTube channels of people who are teaching these things and teaching them even in a more eloquent way than I can do because they are in it and they are to lead a digital monetization. They are earning from teaching you. So kindly follow those leads and learn more. Situbarikiwe sana. Questions probably because of time, maybe place somewhere. We'll answer them in another session maybe, or we can do it now through texts, through the various platforms that we have as a church. Mbarikiwe sana.
Thank you. We really appreciate you. Professor Kamweru, any burning question? We can all save, right? Right? Yes. I now welcome Elder Ben to give us the announcements, and while he does so, the ushering team made of two today can wait on us for our offerings. We want to thank the people who have been watching us online. Thank you very much. We appreciate you. And you can give your gift through the means that the number that will be reflected on the screen. If you need to tithe, you can bring your tithe here. And let me hand over to Elder Ben.
Thank you, Nancy. Allow me to say Merry Christmas. So, Merry Christmas. Christmas ni lini, siku gani? Guy, Steve, when is Christmas? It's Thursday. It's just around the corner, and we thank God that He's brought us this far. I want to appreciate again our brother Prof. These insights sometimes huonekana kama ziko mbali sana, but please, you young people, hii ni nafasi nzuri sana ya kuyapanga maisha yenu. Do some of what he's saying, not necessarily all of them. You cannot do all of them, but take one or two things. You thank me later, or is it him or me? But English says you thank me later, because honestly, haya ni mambo ambayo sisi tukikuwa na Nancy na Christine hayakuwa ungeona mtu kuambia vile. It's a golden opportunity, like I said again the other Sunday. We thank God that this program of our seminar service thought of this very, very life-affecting topic. We thank God. Labda, you may not get a chance to go to the YouTube he's talking about, but what I know about Kamweru, he's very readily available. Consult him anytime that he has a moment for you. He will listen to you and advise you on one-on-one. Thank you, Prof, and may God bless. The next seminar topic Nancy should have told us will be inner healing. Again, think about it, inner healing. So, we're looking forward to having you in church, and I thank you so much for, like he said again, bracing this weather to be here. Two announcements. One, on Thursday, at 9 a.m. Christmas service, the church will come. We all join together to have a common service. And then on Sunday, 28th, again at 7 a.m., we will start our seminar service. I mean, this our next topic, inner healing. So tusife moyo hata kama kutakuwa na mvua, tuje na tutabarikiwa pamoja. Finally, for today, sijui kama mliambia the ladies wasije ama wameenda. Kiara, what happened? you know, this is interesting. I'm sure that this is the first service, I think, in this country that has more men than ladies. This is great. So men in the house, let's appreciate them. Thank you. The ladies are welcome. Please, wherever you are, Makena, next time tukuje tushiriki pamoja. Others, thank you so much. Mungu awabariki na tuendelee kubarikiwa pamoja. Naomba tusimame tuhitimishe ibada yetu. Naam. Thank you. Wale wako online, and I'm sure you're still there, thank you so much, and may God bless you. And we always say, kama kuna feedback, please, a feedback that can help us improve our service, it's always very, very welcome. Tuombe. Mungu Mwenyezi, Baba wetu mbinguni, tuko mbele yako tena tukushukuru. Umetubariki kwa njia nyingi Mungu, umetuwezesha kuja kanisani leo, tumefunzwa mengi. Tunaomba hekima itokayo kwako Mungu, ili mafunzo haya ambayo tukifunzwa kila wakati yawe ya kusaidia katika maisha yetu, kujifaa sisi wenyewe, kuwafaa wengine, na hatimaye kufanya jina lako liendelee kuhimidiwa. Ni asante kwa sadaka ambayo tumetoa leo, tunaomba ibariki na kuipitia tuendelee kutubariki na kutuwezesha kutoa hata zaidi, ili kazi yako iendelee kufanyika jinsi unavyotaka. Tukifungana Mungu, enda nasi kule ambako tumekosa. Ikiwa tumekosa Mungu, tusamehe. Ni katika jina la Yesu tunaomba na kuamini. And now may the grace of our Lord Jesus Christ, the love of God, the fellowship of the Holy Spirit with us now and forevermore. Amen. Amen. God bless.
Yesu utabakia kuwa Mungu, wewe utabakia kuwa Mungu. Yesu utabakia kuwa Mungu, utabakia kuwa Mungu. Utabakia kuwa Mungu, wewe utabakia kuwa Mungu. Baba utabakia kuwa Mungu, utabakia kuwa Mungu. Cheza chini. Kuwa Mungu, Yawe utabakia kuwa Mungu. Yesu utabakia kuwa Mungu, Yawe utabakia kuwa Mungu. Yesu utabakia kuwa Mungu, Yawe utabakia kuwa Mungu. Yesu utabakia kuwa Mungu, wewe utabakia kuwa Mungu. Wapi vigelegele? Praise God. Bwana asifiwe. Asifiwe.